Our science still can't cut, move, and fit huge rocks as well as the 12-foot-tall Homo Sapien ETs who came to Earth for gold 400,000 years ago from the planet Nibiru. The Nibirans cut stones as large as 10 tons with huge cutting tools run on power pulled from the Earth. The Anunnaki, other extraterrestrials, and then the ancestors of humanity on every continent built megalithic big rock sites on Earth's ley lines, oscillating telepathic internet fields where all who worship fuse their consciousness into one group mind and can communicate with people and their knowledge at other megalithic sites. Giant telluric mind harmonizing telepathic waves, undulating vertically and linked to the geomagnetic field of Earth, create a network of crisscrossing lines all around the planet. A team of Anunnaki builders, after Noah's flood of 9703 BCE. The builders marked crossing points with standing stones. Elongated shapes menhir, steeples, or towers acted as antennae, attracted cosmotelluric waves that continue to flow through the worldwide network. These cosmotelluric lines let the Anunnaki, other ETs on Earth and our ancestors gather a whole body of knowledge. Hardy contends we can, at these sites, trigger a shift to a heightened and more spiritual state of consciousness. Though the ETs chose the sites, our ancestors in every era and on every land anchored them with stones and buildings. Once fixed, our forefathers reinforced the broadcasting power when they prayed at the sites. Our genitors experienced planetary consciousness when they did rituals at the big stone sites. Sacred Network, 4-8. Anunnaki moved giant rocks with inverse piezoelectricity and cemented stone into molecular concrete to make megalithic structure. Inverse piezoelectricity, the Hutchinson effect. After the Anunnaki and other ET builders employed tools with drilling and cutting capacities beyond any we yet possess, unless our clandestine military has such tools, they pushed the stones into place from their craft or by a 3-foot-long sonar device shaped like a ice cream cone. They took stones from the size airplanes to the size automobiles to make landing platforms, metallurgy facilities, power-generating pyramids, observatories, palaces, statues, roads, walls, cities and, in the south of Africa, millions of miles of electronic conveyance lanes. The builders choose granite rocks with lots of quartz crystal and iron sensitive to electricity. After they extracted the rocks, the builders ran electricity into them which the iron conveys and which makes the granite crystal, briefly weightless. The blocks are then moved effortlessly through the air, perhaps with high-tech pusher beams of energy from aircraft. Gigantic blocks of granite could be moved with little effort, no matter how much they weigh when not having powerful electric charge put on them. For Ollantaytambo in Peru, the pusher beams made giant rectangular-shaped cut granite blocks jump from the quarry to slides above rivers between the quarry and the destination. The beams pushed the stones over the edge, where the builders made them jump across the river and up the other side of its canyon to building sites, where the builders carefully put the rocks in place in structures. They poured liquid metal down drill holes and stapled the rocks together with metal staples. Childress, 2013. 303-304, Temples, 79. Some of the stones of 100 and more tons at Earth's sites dating back tens of thousands of years feature stones quarried miles away from the sites. The quarries exhibit hollows where the stones were cut from the earth, and finished but abandoned stones as well. From Lake Titicaca and Tiahuanaco in Bolivia and Peru's south, Anunnaki spread megalithic culture landing platforms, metallurgical plants, pyramid power plants, astronomical observatories, palaces, canals, homes, statues, city walls, roads, bridges, and quarries. Everywhere they settled, they left deep, extensive tunnels that moderns have not yet explored. Anunnaki culture spread north into ancient, pre-Inca Cusco, Ollantaytambo, Machu Picchu and Chavin. The Anunnaki mined copper and gathered gold and alluvial cassiterite oxidized, water-washed tin from the eastern coast of Lake Titicaca and the Lake Popo area southeast of La Paz, down the Desaguadero River from Tiahuanaco. Ollantaytambo rests 637 kilometers from Pumapunku, 45 miles north of Cusco. Ollantaytambo lies northwest along the Urubamba, on an exact 45-degree angle line between the Titicaca Island off Tiahuanaco and the equator. A 45-degree line originating at Tiahuanacu, combined with squares and circles, embraced all the key ancient sites between Tiahuanacu, Cusco, and Ollantaytambo. Earth's tilt, obliquity, when the Anunnaki laid out this grid was 24 degrees, 08 in 3172 BCE, the age of Taurus Enlil's age between 4000 BCE and 2000 BCE. Lost Realms, 199-205. Ollantaytambo, a landing platform, probably for the gold refinery at Sacsayhuaman, 60 miles to the southeast, rests atop a steep mountain spur and overlooks an opening between the mountains that rise where the Urubamba Vilcanota and Patcancha rivers meet. On the summit, megalithic structures begin with a retaining wall built of fashioned polygonal stones. Through a gateway cut of a single stone block, one reaches a platform supported by a second retaining wall of polygonal stones of a larger size. On one side, an extension of this wall becomes an enclosure with 12 trapezoid openings, 2 as doorways and 10 false windows. On the other side of the wall stands a massive gate to the main structures. The Anunnaki channeled a stream through Ollantaytambo's structures. Childress suggests Ollantaytambo featured a control building for an airport below the plaza along the river. 2012, 315. A row of 6 colossal monoliths stand on the topmost terrace. The gigantic stone blocks are from 11 to 14 feet high, 6 or more feet in width, and vary in thickness from 3 to over 6 feet. These 50-ton or so blocks stand joined together without mortar, with long dressed stones inserted between the colossal blocks to create an even thickness. The megaliths stand as a single wall oriented southeast. One of the monoliths touts a relief of the stairway symbol of Tiahuanacu that shows the connection between earth and sky. Something interrupted Ollantaytambo's construction. Stone blocks lie strewn about, with T-cuts for poured metal clamps in them to hold the blocks together during earthquakes. The clamp cuts duplicate those at Tiahuanacu. A levitation device made the stones leap down the road from the quarry to slides, where the stones would be pushed over the edge and retrieved at the bottom. They would again be made to jump to the river and across, then up to the plaza. During this process, certain stones were lazy and could not be made to jump properly and were therefore abandoned. The Anunnaki carved huge blocks of very hard red porphyry granite that holds large-grained quartz crystal, from Cachacata, the opposite mountainside of Ollantaytambo's valley. Their builders hewed and shaped the blocks, then, with inverse piezoelectricity, moved them over 2 streams to slides on each side of the rivers, then up to Ollantaytambo, where they raised, precisely placed, and fused the blocks together. Though they brought many blocks across the river, the builders left 40 or more on the river's eastern side. Childress, 2012, 259-303, Lost Realms, 199-205. By Sasha Alex Lesson, Ph.D. Anthropology, UCLA.